Well, hello and a very warm welcome to Business Today TV.
Thank
I
you.
am Chetan Bhutani. The rationale behind this move, sir, because Maruti Suzuki has always maintained that the company would be asset light model, and by you taking this asset on your books now, sir.
No, firstly, Chetan, I'd like to say we've never said we want to be asset light.
Okay.
The reason in 2014 was not because we wanted to be asset light, because if you remember, our original decision in 2014 was to do the investment ourselves. We were going to have all this Gujarat investment on ourselves, on our books. So we had no intention of being asset light. We became asset light because we got an offer from Suzuki, which, when we finalized it, came out so much in our benefit that we said, okay, we'll not have these assets on our books, but we will get a lot of extra benefits by doing this arrangement. So asset light was never our intention. This arrangement was made to get extra benefits more than what any other company in the world gets. And we got those benefits.
Right. Also, sir, what happens to the domestic market for Suzuki and Maruti both combined? Will Suzuki take a hit in any way, or will Suzuki's identity in India will be a little, a little diminished with this announcement, or will you are you looking at a separate
No, no,
plan
no,
for
no.
Suzuki?
Maruti is a Suzuki subsidiary. The presence of Suzuki in India is entirely through Maruti. Okay, they have their own battery manufacturing plant, but otherwise, their presence in India is actually all through Maruti. And anything which is done in the best interests of Maruti is also in the best interests of Suzuki.
Hmm.
Both companies have to rise together. We can do things which will be in the benefit of Suzuki, but not in the benefit of Maruti. But that will ultimately hurt Suzuki in the long run. So Suzuki is very conscious of this fact. And this decision is a joint decision taken with the Suzuki management and us to make an arrangement which will be to the mutual benefit of both, but especially for Maruti and Maruti shareholders.
Right. Okay. Also, sir, the big question that your shareholders would ask you, what should the shareholders do now? Are they in for some kind of troubles, or is this a happy news for them, sir?
We will, after this, after the board meeting discusses, sorry, the mode of buying the shares, go to the shareholders, explain to them what I'm talking to you about, the whole rationale of this, and what we think should be the best way of buying the shares from Suzuki. And then, of course, it's the shareholders' decision whether to support that or not, because we need a majority of the minority shareholders to support whatever recommendation we make. We cannot take all these decisions without the approval of the minority shareholders. There were, of course, legally different opinions on whether we could or we could not. But we chose to follow this option of treating this as a related party transaction to go to shareholders anyway. Because I think that what we are recommending has to be in the interest of shareholders. And whether legally required or not, if we go to the shareholders and explain to them what we're doing and what we are not doing, I believe the shareholders will always understand what is in their interest and that we are trying to do things in their interest and will back us. So it's that with that confidence that we've decided that we'll treat this all as a related party transaction and go to shareholders. So we'll explain everything to them.
Sure. Also, Bhargav sir, considering this acquisition and doubling the capacity to 2030, it's very evident that Maruti is very bullish on the India story. Are you also looking at any more acquisitions further from this? Because in the while informing the boards and the regulatory exchanges, also you had mentioned the company had mentioned that several powertrains will exist. So, is there a plan also to acquire some more lines so that it works become easy?
No, we have always grown organically. We have not grown by acquisitions.
Right.
This is really not an acquisition. It was something which we were doing, but which Suzuki stepped in and did it for us. We're just going back to what would have been the normal situation. We don't intend, or we have no plans at least, of doing any other kind of inorganic growth and organization and growth through inorganic acquisitions.
Right. Okay. So, as far as I have understood this development, sir, in the recent hours of this unfolding, is it also an indication that Maruti Suzuki is now taking this role head on and giving a back support to Suzuki and leading from the front in India, sir?
Maruti is now the biggest part of Suzuki, and we will continue to grow bigger as we go along. Suzuki is very aware of the importance of Maruti and of India in their entire global plans. And I think we work together as partners to see what will be in the mutual interest of both.
All right. All right, sir. Also, sir, are you assessing or have you understood any impact on of this deal on margins or savings in margin, and what would be the cash position of the company after all of the regulatory approvals are also done?
As far as margins are concerned, in the short term, I see no impact.
Okay.
In the long term, because we are doing this for better management of things, I think it will always have a positive impact. But that will be in the long, it can't happen within 2 months or 3 months.
Okay.
And as far as the cash position is concerned, that will depend after the decision on how the shares are to be acquired.
Okay. Also, sir, any impact on the staff possibly that could be undertaken, or and with this integration, sir, the second part
Nothing,
is there any synergy that you are looking at with respect to monetary terms?
nothing at all. Well, having a larger organization, larger volume has always some benefits of scale, but otherwise marginal. As I can see, I can't see any major impact because we were already selling this volume.
Hmm.
In production, the vendors of Maruti were also supplying to SMG. So, in terms of total component manufacturers, total sales, dealers, it's going to be exactly what it used to be. I mean, again, I'm talking short term. As growth happens, things will change. But if you look at the immediate impact, I can't see how it will make any difference.
So you are saying that no immediate short-term impact, but in the long term, there could possibly some headwinds that the company may
Long term, it will be immensely beneficial.
Okay.
Because without doing this, we could have a lot of problems in management and these things overall.
Right. Also, Bhargav san, is there any impact of partnership with Toyota, or that's a complete separate deal altogether?
Suzuki Toyota partnership is there that we are having an impact in India anyway. And that will continue to play an increasing role in our future. I think the Toyota Suzuki partnership is already having an impact in India. I mean, the vehicles we've introduced, the hybrid Grand Vitara, now the Invicto, these are all Toyota products with Toyota technology. We wouldn't have had this without this partnership. The EV development, Suzuki is also getting input from Toyota. That's going to have an impact. So I think this partnership is in any case good for everybody.
Right. Sure, sir. And also, towards my last set of questions, sir, how would be the payment terms be, sir? Would it be in INR or in yen? And secondly, what all regulations would you be needing, and by what timelines are you targeting, sir?
The payment system, of course, we will follow the law. As far as I'm aware, first we have to decide how the shares will be bought.
Hmm.
It will require shareholders' approval as the law requires. After that, if any payments are to be made, then we have to comply with the Reserve Bank regulations, and I don't know if there are any other, but certainly with the Reserve Bank regulations about buying foreign shares. We'll have to comply with all those laws in any case.
And are you confident that the minority shareholders will be positive towards this development?
I'm 100% sure they will help us because it is so much in the interest of Maruti. And as Maruti, we are absolutely clear that if we don't reorganize the company and we don't make ourselves ready to deal with all these challenges which the future is now bringing before us, the company and its shareholders will lose out. I don't think we can manage 4 million, 3 million cars with all these different technologies and models and all that in one company. I'm sure, I mean, I don't think it'll be any difficulty for shareholders to accept this. Keep in mind, Chetan, that over all these years, everything which we have done has proven to be the interest of the shareholders.
Hmm.
I think Maruti has one company which has never done anything which has in any way harmed any shareholder. We
Okay.
have been
Also, sir, yeah,
very
sorry.
conscious of that.
Okay. Also, sir, existing arrangement, if I talk about, was actually working quite well for 7, 8 years. It really worked well. What ultimately led to the decision of the company buying out the Gujarat plant? I mean, in fact, because it was a recent announcement of the Suzuki, setting up its plant. So, do you think it was a haste decision made by Suzuki to invest in Gujarat, and then eventually Maruti had to take over it? Because I personally didn't, as see any reason for Suzuki to be, be there without Marti's support. So, are you also of that opinion, sir?
No, this decision was then taken because by putting that money, Suzuki strengthened the resources and the management capabilities of Maruti by putting their money and their resources to Gujarat. So our resources could be utilized to strengthen the marketing setup. But today the situation is that we now need to reorganize again. And that reorganization requires this to be part of us now.
Fair enough.
So,
Also, sir, yeah.
yeah, I'm
Also, sir,
saying,
before I let you go, yeah, the company also announced its quarterly numbers, and record number came out, sir. 145% quarter on quarter net profit up and 22% revenue, sir. Clearly, SUV is the driving force. What do you have to say? Because now, from you've been seeing this era for a very long time, hatchback is going Maruti, into a luxury SUV. How personally happy are you with this development, sir?
I'm happy with the development in the sense that our profits are growing, volumes are growing. I'm not happy that, personally, at least not happy that the small car segment is not growing and the guy who wants to upgrade from the two-wheeler to the car will have a much longer wait before he can get to the stage where he can afford a car.
Okay.
That is not an area of happiness, really, frankly.
So you're seeing that the entry level cars should be promoted and should be purchased in order for the
I'm
market to
saying
grow
we
frugal.
have to find a way of making it possible for the two-wheeler owner to upgrade to a safer, more comfortable, more family-friendly vehicle.
Right.
It's a
Sure.
million, that 200 million or something of scooter owners. We can't leave them. The scooter is the biggest cause of accidents and deaths on the road. I mean, we can't neglect that segment.
Absolutely, Bhargav San. Pleasure talking to you. I know it's been a long day, and I'll let you go. Thank you so much for joining
Thank
us.
you. Thank you,
Wishing you
Chetan.
all the best.
Thank
Thank you, sir.
you. Nice talking to you. Bye.
If you like the video, do like, comment, share and subscribe.